Britt's reading mood is on fire! Hey everyone, welcome back to another reading vlog. This week I'm going to be doing a challenge for myself. I'm going to challenge myself to read for at least 1 hour every day. And with that I mean physically reading a book, because I really want to decrease the amount of time that I'm just mindlessly scrolling on social media. It's a lot. I also kind of look like The Rock today, and this, I don't know what's happening here. I have little layers in my hair, but yeah, rocking this look. No pun intended. So yesterday, it's already Tuesday, I started yesterday and I reached that goal so easily. I just put my phone on a timer twice a day for 30 minutes. And then I also read like in between, when I just had a few minutes here and there. I decided to read when I was having dinner and lunch and breakfast. So all of those times, instead of being on my phone, I decided to read. And it worked so freaking well. I read so much yesterday. So let me tell you what I'm reading. I'm reading 2 books this week. Will I finish them both? Who knows? It could be. The first one I started yesterday and I'm already dishwashing. So this is a book called Heb je nou al een vriend? Or translated, it's like, do you have a boyfriend already? Written by Marilotte Hagen and Nidia van Voorthuizen. These are 2 really cool Dutch feminists, and they wrote this book, and it's about 50 things that you have to deal with being a woman and things that people tell you being a woman. For example, things like, oh, women shouldn't curse, or is there a strong man around here? Like, as if women aren't strong enough to lift something, you know, that kind of things. And then they have these statements and then ways that you could reply to these things, and it is honestly so funny but also so true. And just the things that you maybe don't even realize. Oh my god, yes, exactly. I get this all the time as well. Also things on the street when people are catcalling or calling you stupid if you don't reply. Those kind of things are mentioned in this book, and it is so true. I'm loving this so much, and I really admire these 2 wonderful women. This is Dutch. I don't think it's translated, but I do really hope that they will translate it one day, because it is absolutely brilliant. I'm flying through it. It is also filled with a few interviews, so overall this is a very diverse book. For example, we also hear stories from non-binary people. There's just a lot in here, and they use the term women with an X, or this is in Dutch, vrouw, which is a woman with an X. So they include everyone who feels like a woman. So I'm absolutely loving this book. Hence why I already read so much. I'm reading this whilst I'm having dinner, because it's a very quite easy book to read, because it's very, just the way it's written is very light, even though they're talking about quite heavy topics. As I said, it's quite light to read in terms of it's easy to get through. So I am absolutely flying through this. This is a very long intro to this book. I just love it. Then the next book I'm reading is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I've decided to read this one only before I'm going to bed, because that's when I can really focus on this book. If I'm having dinner, it's not the best book to read, because I do really want to like I kind of have to focus on this book because it's quite dense. So this book, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, is a dark academia book. It follows 5 college classmates, and They kind of are finding the boundaries of morality. They're not doing the best things. It's a bit messed up. Murder, mystery, you know, it's all a bit messed up. This is a dark read, and because it's quite dark, it's quite big as well, it's dense, I really have to focus when I'm reading this, hence why I'm only reading this before bed with no other distractions, you know, not eating anything. But I've already read, like yesterday, I think I read like 30 pages, which is quite good for me because I said this is quite a dense book. So I'm really happy that I'm finally getting back into this. I started this one during my 24-hour basically readathon in November, I believe. So I've been reading this one for quite a while, but who knows, I might be able to finish this week. You know, I will be reading for an hour every day. But besides just physically reading, which will be the hour of reading at least, I've also listened to audiobooks because those I can just listen to whilst I'm doing other things. So the first book I finished was called Punching the Air, and this is 5-star read. It was so good. This is written in verse, like poetry. I listened to it at like 1.2 times speed, so I really got the feel of the sort of slowness in this book of writing and reading the poetry. It was really beautiful. So this is a story about a black boy in America who went to jail for a crime that he did not commit. And in this book you follow his story of him being found guilty whereas he's innocent, going to jail, and then his experiences in jail and the way that his art and his love for art and poetry is sort of helping him get through that. It was such a good story, and also so important that we learn about this and that we know about this. This is actually co-written by Yusef Salaam, and he was one of the 5 guys who was also wrongfully convicted during the jogger case in New York City, which is also where the Netflix show When They See Us is based on. That show is so freaking good as well. So if you haven't watched that show yet, please watch it. It's all about how black people are so much more often wrongfully convicted of crimes in America. It is so painful to watch, but so important. So this book again was so good. So also please read / listen to that book. It was so good. I will probably pick a new one soon, but I will keep you updated. But for now, I've already read a little bit this morning from Heb je nou al een vriend? I think like 5, maybe 10 minutes, so I will just continue reading this one, and I will probably set another timer at the end of the day for like 30 or 45 minutes to make sure that I do reach my 1 hour reading goal for today. This was the longest intro ever. I'm really sorry, but I really hope you're going to like this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't know what to comment but you want to comment something, comment a little stack of books, because this is all about reading a lot, so comment a little stack of books emoji. But now I'm going back to work and I will keep you updated on this challenge. I thought I would give you a little reading update. It is Thursday already. Yesterday I didn't film anything. However, I read so much and I finished this book. I think in the evening I read for like 2 hours, which is crazy. So I already finished this. This was so good. This is the 3rd book I finished this year, and this is my 3rd 5-star read. This is absolutely amazing. If you're Dutch, please read this book. So good. And then I've actually also started a new book, an ebook. The ebook is called a Di Pinto. It's a Dutch book, and I'm reading this, like I have to read this for a collaboration. So I thought I would just, you know, try to read it as well now. This is as I said, a Dutch book about a girl who lives across this house, and every time she's in her living room, she sees this house and this mysterious window, and she's very obsessed with this window and what is happening in that house. So she decides to take a look, and it's very mysterious. There's a lot of mystery going on, and I'm already really enjoying it. It's not amazing, probably not going to be a 5-star read, but I'm definitely enjoying it. I love the mystery aspect of it, and I really like the characters as well. There's a little bit of romance involved as well, but mostly it is about quite some serious things. So I'm reading that one on my phone. Again, that's one of those sort of easier books that I can read whilst I'm just having dinner. But I haven't continued with The Secret History yet. I wasn't really feeling it. I really wanted to just read this one, so that is why I finished this one first. But tonight I will definitely continue with The Secret History, because I really hope to finish that one this week, because I've been reading it for so long already since I started it in November. Like, I took a little break, but still I kind of want to finish it now. I'm enjoying it, but it's not like, it's just a little bit slow at the moment, so I really hope the pace is going to pick up, because I'm just so intrigued by the story. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on I'll keep you updated on that as well. Okay, little update. It is 9:30 p.m. I've been cutting stickers all evening for like 3.5 hours. But that means that when the sticker machine was cutting, I was reading. And I just finished that ebook that I started this morning. Oh my god, my reading mood is on fire. I mean on fire. So I decided to start another book. Am I procrastinating reading A Secret History? Maybe. But I started reading this really short one that's been on my shelf for a really long time, and I thought now's the time to read it. It is called Women and Power, a Manifesto by Mary Beard. And this is all about how history has treated powerful women and how our voices have sometimes been silenced. She's now talking, I've just read a little bit, it's now about the history of, for example, in Greek and like ancient history, how women's voices were silenced and how they didn't have anything useful to say, and you know, the men will do all of the talking. And it's probably going all the way to like the present day, and it's really interesting so far. There are parts in this that are making me quite angry, which makes sense. So I'm really interested in this one. I haven't really heard that many reviews about it. I will look it up. It has quite good reviews as well. So yeah, this will be another book that I will probably finish this week, and then let's see if I will still be able to finish The Secret History. But since it's 9:30 right now and it's almost my bedtime, I try to go to bed between like 10 and 10:30. I'm a grandma. I am going to get ready for bed now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hello. It is 2:30 on Friday. I just worked this morning, but you won't believe it, I also took a little reading break and I finished Women and Power by Mary Beard. I am in the best reading mood. My reading mood is on fire. Whenever I'm saying that to myself, I always imagine what's his name again? Stanley Tucci's character in The Hunger Games. Oh yes, Caesar Flickerman. I always imagine him saying like, Britt's reading mood is on fire. Like, I don't know why. Don't judge me. I thought it was such a great book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't expect that it was going to be so much about like ancient Greek and Roman, like the ancient Greek and Roman worlds. But it was so interesting that she took so much of the things that were happening back then in like ways of oppressing women that are kind of still happening today as well. So that was really interesting. And I also thought it was good that she gave some examples of herself, for example on social media, how sometimes the kind of comments she gets because she's a professor, and the way that women are treated very differently if they are in like high positions. So it was such a brilliant one and I really enjoyed it. So I'm really happy that I finally read it, because I think it's been on my shelf for over a year now. But since I do really have to read The Secret History, like I don't have to, but I want to, but I kind of don't want to, because it's a really kind of a slow one. But because I'm in such a good reading mood, I think I should just continue now. I'm going to take a little break from work. I'm going to sit by my window because a package should be arriving soon, and the postman came yesterday as well, and then they said that I wasn't home, but I was home. So now I want to see if he arrives and to see if my doorbell works, because I think that may be the problem, because I was home the entire day. Okay, don't go saying I wasn't home, because I was home. So now I really want to see the postman actually arrive and, you know, try to ring my doorbell. So yeah, I'm going to see if it works, and then I'm going to sit by my window and read there for like half an hour. This is such a coincidence. I'm reading this book. I just read Women and Power, and she was talking about how in like ancient Greek times women couldn't really speak and they were only just existing basically. And now it says, though no fault of her own, but simply because in Greekdom, generally speaking, women are lesser creatures, better seen than heard. How? This is such a coincidence. Oh my god. I'm going to continue reading now, but these type of things you always notice. If you hear a new word somewhere that you've never heard before, suddenly you hear that word everywhere. Life is so weird. Oh my god. I sat here for so long just reading and stuff, but then I thought, you know, this is taking so long because I can't just sit here all afternoon waiting for him to arrive. So I filmed a video and then I went back to here and I looked downstairs at my door and there was a little note in there saying, "We missed you." So I took it off and I took the battery out, and then I took to put the battery back in again. Maybe, I don't know what was happening, maybe it was just glitching or something. And then I pressed it again and now it's working again. So fingers crossed, because I'm also expecting another delivery in like an hour or two. So fingers crossed that will actually arrive, or that someone else is home in the building. Because normally there was always someone home who can open the front door. I have this one front door, and then there are different houses, you know, who use that front door. If that makes sense. Normally there's always someone home, so they always press all of the, you know, the bells. But no one was home twice in a row. And I was just sitting here and I didn't know he was there. So yeah, let's hope it will continue working now. Update. The doorbell works again. And I'm wearing one of my new items that I ordered. It is a suit. It is such a miracle that it actually fits. Oh my god, I love it. This is my first ever suit. Yeah, I need to return that. But I'm so happy that it fits. It's from Monkey, by the way. Look how cool it is. Yes. Sunday. I want to end this video and just show you some takeaways from this week and doing this challenge, as well as the books that I read. Oh my god, I am in the best reading mood. So okay, the challenge was to read at least 1 hour every day, and I did that easily. I don't know how. The thing is, I just set timers. As you saw, I mostly set 2 timers of like 30 minutes twice a day, which means of course I read for 1 hour. And if I set a timer, I'm not constantly thinking like, oh, I should check the time to see how long I read for. I was just reading, I was really into it. And even though this sounds kind of strange, because I didn't think this would happen, but because I had to read, because of course this was a challenge, it kind of made my reading mood so much better. And I didn't think that would happen, because normally I don't really like forcing myself to read, but I kind of did, and suddenly my reading mood was just through the roof. I read way more than 1 hour every day. I read whenever I had a little bit of spare time, whilst I was having dinner, whilst I was cutting stickers or doing something for my shop. I was constantly reading, also audiobooks as well. But I read definitely quite a lot of physical things as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick wrap up. I will first start out with the physical books that I read. First, I did not finish The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's still taking me quite a long time to read, but I have read around 120 pages, so I'm really happy with this. Then I read this one, Mary Beard's Women Empowered. Then I also read 2 graphic novels that have been on my shelf for quite some time now. The first one is called The Joker, the 80th Anniversary, because the Joker is the 80th anniversary of the Joker. So this is a 100-page graphic novel full of short stories about the Joker. I really enjoyed this one, but there were just a few stories that stood out to me and the rest was a bit okay. So this wasn't amazing, but it definitely was fun. And then today I read Joker, Death of the Family, and this is the New 52 by Scott Schneider and Greg Capullo. This is quite a big one. This was like 450 pages, and this is also full of sort of shorter stories. This one was really messed up. In this graphic novel, you really saw how evil the Joker can truly be, and sometimes it made me a little bit sick, to be honest. But this one was really good. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. So those are the physical books that I read, but then I also listened to quite a few audiobooks. I will briefly tell you the audiobooks. Oh wait, I forgot one. Oh my god, of course. I also read this one, the non-fiction book, Have You Got a Boyfriend Already? This feminist book, which was so amazing. I already told you about it. And I also read that ebook, Die Pinto, the Dutch book, which is like a sort of mystery, historical fiction, which, as I told you, was quite fun, but just okay. Oh my god, how have I read so much? And this is all physical. Are you kidding me? So then I also listened to Punching the Air, which I already told you about, as well as Where We Go From Here by Lucas Rocha. And he is a Brazilian author. This is translated, and this is a story about 3 guys in Brazil who are either infected themselves or know someone who is infected with HIV. And this story is really about the stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS, the way that some people treat others who have HIV. So this story is about 3 gay boys who have to live with it in one way or another. I had never read a book before that was about HIV and AIDS. It also taught me so much because there is this huge stigma surrounding this topic, and there's a lot of prejudice and hate against people who are infected with HIV. So I thought it was so important that the writer wrote this book, teach, for example, me about this, because I realized I just don't really know a lot about HIV and AIDS, and I think it's really important that we do know about this and that we get rid of that stigma. So this one was so good and I highly recommend it. This is absolutely insane. I don't know how I managed to read this much. I'm in the best reading mood, and honestly just every spare second I had, I was just reading. I haven't watched any Netflix this week. Whoa. Let's hope this reading mood will continue. I've also started an audiobook today, but I haven't finished that one yet. But I'm listening to The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, which is the first book in the Bridgerton series, because I've watched Bridgerton, so I thought I really want to read the book as well. I'm aware of the rape scene that is in this book, so do keep in mind if you want to read this book, there is a rape scene in there. But apart from that, it is exactly as in the TV show. There's a lot of drama, there's romance. I'm really enjoying it, and the audiobook is really great as well. But my camera is empty, so I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. This was such a cool challenge and I can't wait to do more of these challenges. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas on what type of reading challenges I can do for future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I really hope to see you in the next one.